body, so your heart, for example. So the mind can have something to do somewhere else. Okay, I mean the conscious mind, the analytical mind. Cool. Any further questions? Oh, not questions, but like
later on.
All right. So just dive in. Any reactions like sensations can happen, like very pleasurable sensation. It's super, it's cool. If there's a bit of tension or pain, it's also normal. The energy is pushing. So allow it to push.
Yes,
Good evening, everyone.
Everyone on Facebook, on YouTube. Yes. This is a preview before the meditation. Every meditation, before we start, we have at least 20-minute talk, introduction, talk about what we receive as energy, and we share it on Facebook and YouTube. And then we close that preview and we continue the streaming for the people watching abroad. So this month theme is more about Ascension transmission. So if you've been following our meditation recently, every month or mostly every week there is something upgrade happening, something new as new energy. And recently we've been receiving from our guidance and also collectively on the earth, what's happening is a lot of transmissions start happening for all the collective, because the awakening is speeding up and people are ready to more receive and let go old and receive higher frequency. So we've been guided to more focus on Ascension as Ascension project, Ascension frequency and Ascension transmission. And we've been also blessed with having more tuned with light language and light code that's been happening very recently, much frequent.
And Galactic assistance as well.
Of course, and the channeling all our soul family, star families, and many ascended masters also. And of course, to mention the Archangels, they always come and support, and they give their divine rays support to awaken and receive further and further. So recently on the transmission with the light language and light code, in every session right now, we always integrate a part of it of light language and light code. So my love Mathilde, she's becoming the super channel for the light language. And every time, if you've been with us for a while, so some of you been watching us or meditating with or watching our Facebook videos, we started last month with a bit here and there, bit of light language and light code, and we were prepared energetically and space and the grid here in the villa, and then the light language started coming a bit more. So I would say maybe every month once, and then later on speed up with all the activation that we were receiving and activating with others, and start happening every day. And now it's happening almost twice a day.
So it comes either in light language or frequencies, toning, or drawing as well, like proper drawing or paintings, or writing the codes. So a different way where it's coming, and it's just allowing and trusting what is being received. So it's also a very good teaching for myself and for us, just allowing the information that comes through, and not trying to understand what really happens, but it will make sense during the day or in the coming days. And what we've been receiving, like when it comes through, there are some activation happening in the body as well, so it can be felt and experienced as the visions and words coming, so that we have the full combo and we can make the story about it and around it as well. Sometimes it's very abstract, sometimes it's very clear, so it's just the process of trusting and practicing and having the discipline and remaining in a high frequencies always. In a neutral frequencies is still happening, but high frequency, the channel is open, and we are allowing to receive. When we drop into our frequencies with like being tired or being upset, frustrated, stressed, nothing can flow, and it's like even pushing. So the more it pushes, the more it resists, and it's like your cycle is going down till you take everything together and you rise again in your frequency. So it's like a proper learning and process of awakening, of discipline, of practice, of faith, of patience, of loving yourself fully and truly. If in a drop of frequency there is no love for yourself and you feel guilt or shame or you are resisting, then it's just like keep on dropping. But in loving yourself and appreciating that sometimes low frequency are coming through, allowing them to move through you. You can, as a woman, you dance, as a man, you do like more yogic practice, then it will be felt and released or transmuted. So it's all that process of what we are mastering in a human experience.
Yes, I need to comment about the light language and light code. And
Yeah,
yes. The idea is, it's okay. The idea is, those are a high frequency, high dimensional frequency and understanding, and also of course information and knowledge, but cannot be understood in the 3D cognitive mind. The only way to receive it is through the heart, and from the heart into the higher consciousness, and you receive it on the higher level, and then it goes and works in the frequency in the body. So you don't need to cognitively understand it, but you feel while you're receiving the light language and light code as it's familiar to your soul, familiar to your energy, and it's soothing you and working on your system.
Yeah, it's a language from the source, hence the word sorcerer, because they are drowning the energy from the source. And yes, there are cats behind. They are drawing the energy from the source. And a study has been brought by scientists, and when you speak, your cortex is active, like your front lobe is active. With the world, with the thinking process, when it comes to channeling light codes, the cortex is desactivated. Your front lobe is activated. So it is not processing through your physical brain, and it's coming from another channel. So this is why you cannot process it with your physical brain, and with your lower mind, you are processing through your higher consciousness, your higher mind, and also your energetic heart, like your heart matrix.
So that's the point when the transmission will start. So you'll hear us a bit loud voice or toning or humming, as maybe you heard us at the beginning. And that will mention, of course, will guide you a little bit on receiving the light code, the divine quality and the direction and archangels. Yet you don't need to fully, precisely follow with it. You can listen and imagine diamond light or rays or the color that we are mentioning and the direction and archangels. You just allow yourself to receive whatever is and imagine it around you, inside you. And when the light language will be Mathilde, it will be... It will come. I know it's been coming every time. Before we thought that we don't know when it will come, when we receive, but now it's like every day. So when it's received, it might sound not understandable as a cognitive, as we mentioned, and it might sound weird, but somehow in your heart you will feel like it's working on you, working on your energy.
If you are clairvoyant, like even like clairvoyant, like your inner vision or your outer vision, you may see rays, colors, shapes, forms,
sacred geometries most probably, and shapes.
Because the frequency is being received through your physical senses and will adapt it. So if you are clairvoyant, you can also see that. So it's happening in that sense.
Yeah.
I wanted to add something, but I forgot.
I will start till you remember. So another part of the Ascension transmission that's happening of this month. So we receive. Of course, we sometimes receive at the last minute something in you. So today we receive that the Christ consciousness grid specifically. So we have around the earth energetic grid, meridian energy channels, and we have a higher dimensional energy grid that call it, for example, the morphogenic consciousness field, so connecting all the consciousness together, collective consciousness. And we have a bit higher than that, something called Christ consciousness grid. So the Christ consciousness grid, if you visualize it around the earth, up high in other dimension, it looks like golden rays radiating around the earth. And consciousness of evolved people or awakened people or ready to connect people, they will witness their crown chakra and their higher gate connecting with that grid and connect them with higher wisdom. And recently you received that this grid is being very much activated right now
and available.
And available, and the Christ consciousness, with the help, of course, with the work with many ascended master and the most beloved master Yeshua, the Christ himself, been working with many people and been activating this crystal or golden Christ consciousness grid, and it works on remembering and reminding us through that higher gate of something called unity consciousness. it reconnects us back into the unity that we are part of the universe, and we can tap into all the aspects and all the wisdom of the universe, and we can bring forth the higher dimension into us for faster and more harmonious manifestation. Something we call it beyond the law of attraction. It's not anymore law of attraction. You actually literally co-create with the universe, with this grid. You co-create a harmonious state. You co-create all what you want to call it the golden age for us.
So you may have observed, felt, or see around you how people tend to come closer into community, into unity, into spreading love and talking about love, talking about awareness. And we were saying about the cross-conscious grid being more valuable to us is because we are being showered by those rays, and our cells, our DNA is absorbing that. That's why this change is happening as well. So it's available for everyone, but when it's low frequency, we cannot match it. So it's our job to raise the frequencies so we can be showered by those rays and consciously receiving them. For the little story about the message of what Georgie said, I had a dream last night about Jesus coming to the table, but it was a feminine version, like in a feminine body, and then a Jesus song starting to sing. And today, George received a transmission about the Christ consciousness that we will share tonight.
Tonight will be.
And when he was receiving it, I was actually remembering my dream, like, Jesus the Christ, and I have got the Christ name coming through. So when he was receiving, I was remembering my dream that Jesus was present, and with the Christ and Jesus name, like in loop in my head. Like for 5 minutes, it's like, Mathilde, I received the transmission. Yeah, what was it about Christ? Yes, I was just thinking about it. So it was funny how it was like resonating.
This
so
is
for
how
those who are
we're
new,
sharing with you that how is sometimes synchronicity happen, and you receive a confirmation from people around you, or
this is how we receive as well. Like we
confirm to each other what we receive.
It is complementary, it at the same time the same information. So for those who are new, the cross consciousness or Jesus is not the Catholic religion, is the Christic self, is the Christic energy, which is the unity consciousness. So it's nothing linked with the Catholic religion, which is something completely different. It's an ascended master, the same way that Lord Moria, Lady Nada, Saint Germain are ascended masters, and they are working with the ascension of humanity on this new earth to elevate the frequency and bring the ascension, the golden age. So they are remembering our self-mastery, and each ascended masters, they have a very unique energy. They know the self-mastery in overall, but they will work on very specific aspects. So the Christ, the Lord Yeshua, is working with us through unity consciousness. So unifying the hearts and unifying all polarities into one heart. Cool?
Yes. So the point is, as Mathilde was mentioning to you, the Christ consciousness and all the ascended master, we know them that work with the Christ consciousness, and the ascended master, Jesus, Yeshua, Yosha, Sananda, there is many names for that consciousness. It's a spiritual understanding, higher dimensional unity consciousness, rather than just a religious concept. Yet the teaching of Jesus was completely based on that higher wisdom consciousness, the Christ unity consciousness, based on unity, based on that we are one with the source, we are connected, we are all about love. So you can say many aspects of that religion based on that understanding, but it's a higher wisdom, it's an energy available, and the Ascended Master always work and teach people to connect with it. So in that sense, we have within us, when we connect and upgrade ourselves and allow through the heart to connect, we have within us a connection through the Christ consciousness, because we can bring the unity consciousness in our heart. Then we have the Christ within us. So that is another level of it. So.
Or divinity, that's the aim of the Ascension, reconnecting and re-embodying your divine self, unified self.
And again, as we mentioned, when we open up through this understanding and that expansion from the heart to the higher wisdom, higher consciousness, we can bring forth remembering that we are not separated from the universe, from the cosmos, from all this wisdom, and then we can bring force here in our reality, in our 3D timelines and life. We can bring a manifestation through harmony, and then our lives start becoming more harmonious as a result of vibrating this unity consciousness. Unity consciousness will immediately vibrate and project around you, through you, a harmonious state, and people will become more harmonious with you. That's a point from the consciousness of the
Bring
Christ.
the masculine and feminine together, the earth and the sun together, or the heaven together, and bring all the polarities in one. So there is no duality anymore. It's unity.
Beautiful. So
Yes.
today we'll be working with the Christ consciousness also, along with the Ascension transmission. Will be part of it, and Archangels. We'll go through it. So
Let's see what will happen.
let's see what will happen. So very exciting. And all you need to do is to open the channels, follow the beginning. We are guiding you to relax and open up, and then you don't need to very precisely follow them, because we might have some terminology which might be new. Relax, just allow your heart to expand into the love and unity, and receive whatever unity consciousness you want to receive, whatever expansion you want to receive and you're ready for, and then let
The magic happens.
let the vibration and elevation happens. Much love to you for following
Bye,
us on the
guys.
Facebook and YouTube. See
See
you till
you
next time.
next Monday.